was not meant to happen. This could not happen. This is happening.
We are back. Episode 32 of the Coach's Son podcast. Hello to my fellow co-hosts here, Stephen, James. Very excited. I must say, everyone seems buzzing because we actually got our first three.
You don't sound very excited.
3 points. I am. I'm very excited. We got our first 3 points on the weekend. Putney Rangers. We just felt it. Everyone's buzzing. We loved it. It was a great game. Up 2-1. The lads were ready. We were down and out for a little while there, but we came back winning strong. Steve, talk to me. We also had a big game this morning. How you feeling? How are you? How was the start of your week?
It was a very exciting morning. Big day for France in general, in sport altogether. And a big win, most importantly, big win yesterday for the mighty Putney Rangers. So, I can't wait to get talking about it, to be honest. Jimmy?
Wait, 1 second. Do you just
I
say
want
France?
to hear about what happened in France.
Oh, did I say France? Yeah. Didn't you see what happened?
I was waiting for something exciting. I was like, what's going on? The Tour de France is on, isn't it? Tour de France?
100%. What were you guys watching? What were you guys watching?
Oh,
you guys are talking about football. Okay.
yeah. Brilliant.
Anyway, Jimmy,
The confidence when he said it.
Yeah.
the Tour de France is actually on.
The Tour de France.
You had no idea.
Luca is French.
Jimmy, I'm obviously great. How are you?
I'm fantastic. I don't know how France is going, but
Yeah, they're watching the game.
But also another European country had a big day. Spain. Spain won the Euros.
No way.
They won the
You're
final.
What else happened?
They had a Spanish representative won Wimbledon this morning as well, or last night, which is
You're
fantastic. You wouldn't believe it. You wouldn't believe it.
Fuck. I'm not even wearing my French shirt today. Hey, good to be back. Good to be back.
Paul Mbappe.
This is why people keep going back.
Paul Mbappe. He's going to be watching the pod going, they're making fun of me.
He goes, did I miss something?
I've got to say something about Mbappe before we continue, right? I did hear, I heard a very funny call today from one of our loyal listeners. One of our loyal listeners was speaking to him today, and he did make the comparison. We're talking about how poor Mbappe's been this tournament and whatnot, and I was saying, he's just signed. He's the most recent Galactico to go to Real Madrid, and he's come back with he looks like a Galactaburico, not like a Galactico.
Honestly, that was one of the best calls I've ever heard from a non-Greek as well.
Mbappe, not Galactico, a Galactaburico.
Bravo, that was great.
Very good. So the start of the week, Adam, has been fantastic. It's a big football. I've got to say, it's now the Euros is over. Obviously, when got the Olympics coming up as well. But I think we can start looking forward to the Premier League again. That's coming up in less than 5 weeks' time. The countdown will be on.
Yeah, we're a month away now. Obviously, Olympics, no one really cares. We'll let the Euros die down. It might take a week, but after that, I think we'll start hearing a lot more transfer rumours, getting a bit more excitement about the Premier League. I can't wait.
Very exciting, very exciting. We do love the Premier League. I mean, our sleeping pattern's probably going to go out the window again, but that's a sacrifice we make.
The Euros hasn't helped.
Yeah, the Euros hasn't helped anyway.
I'm still asleep, obviously.
Yeah, you thought France won, mate. You weren't watching anything.
Did they not? Oh, damn it. Thought I won my multi.
But no, Spain were victorious this morning against England 2-1. We all caught it. We didn't watch it together, obviously, but we all were going through it in the group chat together. But what do you guys think? It was obviously well-deserved, I think. A bit of a one-sided game, but I definitely think Spain had the better tournament and performed this morning.
Yeah, I think it's a funny one because obviously Spain probably the team of the tournament, right? Like their performances. However, I think the other side of it, you look at England had such poor performances, and you had so many people on the other side of the fence going, it doesn't matter the performances, it only matters about the result and whatnot. Then all of a sudden, those same people we're seeing on the socials are going, oh, you could see that happening for because of the way that England's been playing. They weren't going to show up. But unfortunately, it was a reflection of how both teams' tournaments have gone. Spain plays really good, fluid attacking football. And England just sat back. I mean, the only two times I really saw them actually wanting to go forward was the two times they considered a goal. Outside of that, I didn't see enough urgency from them. And I think one big thing that I recognised was when Spain had the ball, especially in that final third, in and around the box, the easy pass backwards was on. However, they weren't looking to play that backwards pass. They're always looking to try and open up some space, shift the ball left to right, and play and look to play that forward pass. But with England, it was kind of like backwards first. So
always, it was. But then it was even strange too when you go up when Cole Palmer scores, and which it was a great finish. They sort of went like on the defensive sort of again. And
as soon as the goal went in.
Yeah, it was like a strange situation. And then I even saw that the subs that were going to be brought on were Kieran Trippier and Conor Gallagher, which I thought was a little bit strange after they had scored that first goal. I understand it maybe for Luke Shaw, Trippier was going to come on, but I thought they had better options instead of Gallagher coming onto the pitch. But that obviously... Spain scores that second goal and they start to panic again, and then they obviously make the attacking changes. But yeah, I thought the game plan was just a little bit strange. But I think as much as England fans probably wouldn't want to say it, you're always probably thinking in the back of your head they've had an unbelievable tournament, but there might be something that could get them over the line and they could get lucky again. And they probably thought that hope might have changed when that second goal came in, or even just before when Rodri actually came off at halftime. You're sort of thinking maybe there's a bit of hope and a bit of luck coming off there, but it only took them a couple of minutes to score that second goal straight away. Well, the first goal, should I say, sorry.
Well, when Rodri came off, I'm thinking you got to really try and exploit that space in between the midfield and the defence now, right? But they only really done that when Palmer came on, and I felt Palmer probably should have came on a lot earlier than what he actually did, because I thought Kane, and I'm sure Steve will have a few comments to say about Kane as well. He's obviously not fit. I think probably being away from the Premier League has probably affected his fitness as well. Being in the Bundesliga has dropped a bit, a yard or two. But I think bringing Palmer earlier should have happened before the Kane-Watkins switch. There was a moment where Watkins had a ball played into his feet, inside the box, no one around him, missed control. Kane scores that. But
Moments.
then, the moments, exactly right. And I think having the extra attacking midfielder would have probably helped Kane have numbers around him and more ball into his feet. And then, last 10, 15, take him off. Get some fresh legs, get some pace up front.
Yeah, it was actually incredible how much time and space Watkins had. Obviously, it would have been closed down fairly quickly, but a top-class striker, touch, bang. Even just get a strike on goal. Doesn't have to go in. He one shitty touch. I just want to touch on Rodri again going off at half-time. I think Gavi was injured before the tournament, so he hasn't played at all. Pedri got injured against Germany, and then Rodri got injured and didn't come back on the second half. That's probably their three starting midfielders that they didn't have in that second half of the tournament, of the game this morning, and they still dominated, created so many chances. Harry Kane as well. He's probably the best goal scorer. He is the best goal scorer England's ever seen.
Please.
And where do you go to when you need a goal? Obviously not Harry Kane. You take him off when you lose them 1-0 down. That was ridiculous. That was ridiculous. Come on.
It was a strange time, right?
That's what I'm saying. That main move for Palmer change should have happened earlier, because those spaces again where Rodri coming off, having Palmer push forward more of an attacking threat. And these were like a lot of people were saying, like, the players in this England team are coming from clubs where they're so used to being on the front foot, playing forward, playing fast and attacking. And then they get into an England setup, and it's the other way around.
You have to adjust.
Yeah, and,
Yeah,
and it's like just play to their strength. And I think when Palmer came on, it was a bit of a breath of fresh air. Done the same thing in the previous game when he did set up Ollie Watkins in behind. He was always looking to go forward. So that should have been the earlier change of keeping Kane on to obviously get another goal. But again, Kane was tired. But he wasn't getting enough ball. Last 10, take him off. Put your pace man up front to cause some trouble in behind. So, but like you said, Steve, I think Spain were just a better team all around. Simple as that. And from the start of the tournament, from minute one of the tournament.
100%. Yeah.
I think, like speaking, just mentioned it then, pace. I think it's a bit of a shame. I would have brought on Anthony Gordon for a little while, to be honest. I think in the whole tournament, he probably got about 5 minutes. So I think that would have been a bit of a shame. I think Bellingham, they also started him as somewhat of a left-sider on the midfield, and I think he just couldn't get into it today either, to be honest. Probably not even for most of the tournament. I think it was a bit of a shame for him and Foden, to be honest. I think.
Yeah, that's right. That's what I was thinking.
But you also look at it and you're like, you've got the best player in Germany, best player in Spain, and best player in England all in your squad.
Yeah.
But for some reason, those three just sort of didn't gel well together this tournament. But
it was just the way they were setting up so defensive, so negative.
Yeah, Spain was great, and you had mentioned it. And a couple of stats I've got here because I'm your stat
Ooh,
guy, as I do, mate. That's
okay.
you know. So they actually broke a record for the most amount of goals in the tournament. So they actually scored 15 goals for the Spain team this year.
Do you know what the previous best was?
No, I actually didn't check that. Sorry, mate. Sorry to tell you. They didn't drop. Their passing accuracy in the whole tournament didn't drop below 85% in any game at all. And just in today's game, probably 3/4 of the game, they're almost at 70% possession for a final. Just kind of wild. And Roger comes off at halftime too.
Yeah.
He had mentioned.
I've got another stat for you. 10 different goal scorers throughout the tournament. That's huge.
Wild.
That's using your squad. That's goals from everywhere.
Yeah. And it shows that just shows they've got numbers going forward. You know what I mean? Like they just show that they're a threat from anywhere. But you have to say, obviously, the young wingers, the whole tournament were fantastic. Especially that Nico Williams was brilliant all tournament as well. I mean, speaking about Yamal and obviously how he was 16 or just turned 17?
Just turned 17. Happy birthday.
You know, so I didn't say like obviously how unbelievable he was as well, but on both sides, Spain were fantastic.
Well, yeah, he set him up this morning, didn't he, for Nico Williams' goal? So I think Spain's very comfortable and happy at the moment. I think future down the line, they've got a lot of up and coming talent. So one moment in the game, I don't know if you guys saw at that corner right towards the end where Olmo actually that goal line clearance.
Oh, incredible.
Man,
incredible.
He had a great tournament sort of coming on too. He wasn't really a starter, but he really saved him this morning. So yeah, that was unreal.
I just want to compare this team that we saw this morning in this tournament to the one that we saw in Spain's golden generation from 2008 to 2012, where they won 2 Euros and a World Cup, right? Whole squad, starting 11, was all Barcelona or Real Madrid, right? If you look at the starting lineup this morning, I'm pretty sure I counted 10 different clubs that were being represented out of those starting 11 for Spain today.
Yeah, how awesome is that?
I thought you were about to go a dangerous road there and say, how do they compare against the 2008 to the 2012 team? I was like,
look,
whoa.
Look. On paper, no way. They don't place their boots at the moment. But yeah, no, just going off, we watched it for so long where it was literally just Barcelona and Real Madrid, and now they're literally picking players to fit their system, the coach's son. They dominated. They dominated this tournament. The only trouble they had was against Germany. Every other game, they absolutely tore it apart. I had to look at the teams that they beat. Everyone's forgetting the group that they had as well. They had Italy. They had Croatia and Albania, who...
The biggest one.
Okay. The biggest one. They had to beat Georgia, who were okay. Germany, France, and England.
Yeah, that's huge.
Four of those teams are in the current FIFA top 10. And Germany, who are 16th, at the
Yeah.
moment.
Yeah,
It's an
four-
incredible,
All past champions, I think.
and they outplayed everyone off the park. So I thought it was incredible.
Well done to the coaches.
Yeah,
Bring them
another
together.
one,
This
right?
is fantastic.
Well, I think I heard this morning that their coach, I can't remember his name, Luis something. We'll go with Luis something.
Yeah. Luis Diaz.
He's two
He,
places at once.
he was coaching in the earlier grades I think in the 19s and then 23. So this was his first shot at first team football. So pretty amazing
Hey,
achievement to
he's
step up
done-
into that.
He's done a
So
pretty good job.
yeah,
Get him
bravo.
on the pod.
Luis Diaz, bravo, I tried.
Luis
Diaz.
Yeah. But no, it was. We had mentioned it in the last episode, not the most amazing tournament and exciting. I think the probably first into the second round of the group stages were quite exciting, but I think most of the teams that were favourites scraped through into those final games, but it wasn't too exciting or what everyone thought it was going to be. But
Not too many standouts, but there was a lot of goals from substitutes. I think they mentioned this morning during the commentary there was 22 goals from subs, which is fucking unbelievable. And
Really
there were a lot of late goals this tournament. Lots of
Many.
late goals, which was probably made the games more exciting than what they probably were, especially like those England games.
Yeah, England, Spain even did it a couple of times.
Yeah, they did.
Very exciting, very exciting.
Very excited.
But that that was a bit of a sum up of
What
the
we saw
Euro,
this
or the
morning.
final itself anyway. But so congratulations to Spain.
All right,
Thank
so
you.
what are we picking
And France.
now? What are we going to go through now? What are we picking?
Steve, why don't you tell them? Why don't you
Let's
tell
go
them?
goal of the tournament.
Oh.
Let's just come straight into it.
Goal of the tournament. I'm sitting on the fence. I've got a
Yeah.
feeling.
Well, why don't you go first? And
You better get off.
All right, I'll go
Can you-
first. Then I'll let everyone know what the three are, and I'll have a think about which one I want to pick. First one I wanted to say was Shaqiri versus Scotland.
Yeah, that was such a.
First time finish. He could have easily taken a touch, got into the
Nah.
box, gone
What for?
1-on-1. Exactly, but that's why it's so good because he's just going for 4. I'll just put it away, and he just puts it away at top, and he just whips it top bins. Oh, that was up there only because of the decision you've got to make to either play it safe and take a touch and go into the box, and then go 1-on-1, or just go 4. I don't know what to do. The sheer arrogance of him to do that. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing these names right, but I got Mulder from Turkey.
Turkey, sorry.
Turkey.
First time volley, just on the edge of the box, near post. I just think the technique to control it and get it under the crossbar near post, I think was fantastic. But I think this is what I'm going to go for. Turkey, Georgia again. Gula, I think is pronounced the name.
Gula.
Yeah.
Left foot from distance.
Yeah.
Left foot from distance. The power behind the strike was just brilliant to see. So I'm going to go with that one.
It was
As a
like
long
your
time.
Miles versus France, but better, I think.
Correct. That's the
Yeah.
reason why I didn't go for his, because I think it had a bit more power behind it, and from up I think a bit more of a distance as well too. So
Yeah.
the way they rippled the net too doesn't get that feeling.
Beautiful. Beautiful finish.
Do they
I,
sound again for us?
I actually, I went for the same one. Actually, I
Wow.
went with Gula. Yeah, man, he's an exceptional talent. 19 years old, breaking through into the Madrid team now too. Yeah, he was top. And you know what? I think if they would have been lucky enough, maybe had a bit more of a stronger squad and made it a bit further down the line in the competition, I think he could have had a run for his money for young player of the tournament, to be honest, because he had a couple of assists and that beautiful goal too. So, yeah, I think it'll be unlucky, but that's my pick too.
Wow.
Gula.
I've gone with Jude Bellingham against Slovakia.
Looks like, yeah.
I almost forgot about this goal because of how shit England have been and how disappointing Jude has been. But to score a 90-plus minute overhead goal
Unreal.
to keep your country in the tournament, I
Yeah.
thought that was pretty special. And before we move on to the next topic, Adam, are you having a bad hair day or something at the moment? You're wearing a beanie today. Nice to see. Would you shave your head or something?
No,
Hang on,
that's
hang
incoming,
on.
mate. That's
So,
incoming.
wait, but if that goal was in the 60th minute or the 40th minute, do you think?
Oh, fantastic goal. Still fantastic goal.
Would you have
100%.
Put it as a goal
great
tournament?
technique. 100%.
I think. Oh, yeah. It was a pretty good finish, man.
It was a
There
good
you go.
finish. It was a good
Good
finish.
finish. I'll take that from Adam. I'll
That
take anything
wasn't
from
the
him.
goal of the tournament.
What was the goal? Shut up, mate. What would you
It
know?
wasn't the goal of the tournament.
Yeah,
That's
well, you
all.
picked about 7 of them, so what would you know?
I just rattled off a couple that people might have forgotten about because you forget some of the good goals that were actually scored in this tournament.
Yeah. Next segment's the top 25 goals.
Yeah. He'll do his own fucking podcast.
Just the best goals. Goal number 1, Tom Huddleston.
And Kane
Was
scored
it-
a few good penalties, by the way.
Penalties.
Important.
Did.
Important goals.
It's always important goals when
Yeah,
he scores. Kane.
especially in penalty shootouts. They're very important.
Oh, I forgot to mention, we're talking about Harry Kane.
Ah,
Not only did they take England's top goal scorer off, but also the top goal scorer of the tournament. He got joint
He's
golden
got a
boot
good, eh?
because they changed the rule. Normally, it would have, if they were on the same amount of goals, it would go to assist, which Danny Olmo would have got. But no, they're saying if basically whoever got 3 goals, he's all top goal scorer. So there was
That's
six
ridiculous.
people
6
that
top
got
goal
goals.
scorers. 6
Yeah.
golden boot. They should,
that-
they should go do like a you know the drill to compete for
Yeah.
who the golden boot is.
Yeah, we're not competing with Kane. He's
They should
unbelievable.
go. They'll link up with Jimmy Bullard or you know the drill session to see who gets a golden boot. Bravo! All right, so there's our goals of the tournament. What are we moving on
Yeah,
to
multiple.
now? Moment of the tournament.
Yeah, we can go moment. Sure.
Tell us, what was your moment of the tournament?
Oh, you want me to go first? I've got a good
Do
one.
the honours.
I've got a good one. I had a few written down. I
Oh,
won't go
see?
through them all. I won't go through them all like someone else. I mentioned it earlier. The injury to Pedri. I forgot his name now.
No,
Pedro?
Morata.
What are you talking about?
You mean the injury where he got tackled by the security guard?
Oh, no. Actually, that's a good coach's son. Oh, no. I hope you haven't
Sorry,
ruined
I
that
took
for
it for you.
some people.
Sorry, mate. I took it for you.
No, that's okay.
Cut it out.
That's
No,
okay.
don't worry.
We'll cut it out. Pedri's injury against Germany, which meant Olmo was starting for the rest of the tournament. Danny Olmo, as I mentioned just moments before, 3 goals, 2 assists. But that is leading on to my actual moment of the tournament, which James mentioned earlier. Oh, no, I think Adam mentioned earlier, sorry. His header off the line in the 80-something minute this morning. Incredible. Incredible. That was unbelievable. The keeper had no idea where the ball was.
Well, yeah, the
He
keeper saved the
literally-
first one off Rice, and I think it was it Gahey, the centre back, maybe.
Yeah,
I
think
he had
so,
it in the
yeah.
rebound. Yeah, it was unbelievable, man.
So how important
Unbelievable.
he was, and Pedro coming out, unbelievable player, being replaced by Olmo, who had an unbelievable tournament.
Bravo,
Yeah.
Olmo.
Adam, what's your moment of the tournament?
I think he sort of redeemed himself. I think there was too much limelight on this guy, and the team revolved around him a little bit too much. But I actually picked Cristiano Ronaldo's penalty miss. But then
Moment of
him-
the tournament. Wow.
redeeming
And the
himself.
tears.
So then that, and then redeeming himself by taking the first pen straight afterwards and scoring like nothing had sort of happened. So that was my moment. But I think Portugal. Yeah, it was a little bit disappointing this year, just because I think everything was revolved around him a little bit too much, and they had such a great squad and a lot of depth. And it was the
this is why
Ronaldo
I
show
think
again. I think
England
so.
will be kicking themselves a bit, and that's why people think there's a bit of a dampener on this Euro tournament because you have teams like your Portuguese, your Italians were obviously a lot of new players, not fresh faces, but typically
Yeah.
very strong. Croatia, your French, the English. These teams haven't performed this tournament.
Yeah, no,
You know what I mean? Like usually you got all these teams running off all cylinders. this year they really haven't. I think it's where obviously England will be thinking we've scraped through to a final somehow. This must be our moment.
Mm-hmm.
Another thing, Ronaldo played almost every single minute
Yeah.
of every single game, right? And that's because they knew if one chance came up, he would score it.
Yeah.
And that's why another reason why I don't understand why they took Harry Kane off today.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Yeah,
moving on.
yeah, I think if
Mine-
Watkins doesn't score that goal in the game before, you don't bring him on as fast. I think, to be honest, because in that game prior, Tony came on before Watkins did.
Yeah.
So it's one of those things. But
No,
yeah,
no,
sorry
like
to
I said,
interrupt you,
once.
James. Tell me your
Hey,
moment.
no, that's all right. That's okay. We share this podcast.
Tell me
here.
your moments.
My moment, just the one, is actually the Kukurea non-handball against Germany. Because I want them to... I don't know if they've come out and clarified whether there was an offside in the build-up. I know there's whispers and talks and there was potentially an offside in the build-up, hence the reason why they didn't give the handball. Because no one can sit there with a straight face and tell me that wasn't a handball. That's a handball. Penalty. Germany scored that. Spain are no longer the Euro champions. That is the moment of the tournament.
Wasn't
Tell
handball.
me-
Yeah.
Tell me that wasn't... Mate,
Yeah.
that was the nearest handball you ever see ever.
Ever.
They won the back
Wow.
foot too in that game too. Germans were pressing very hard. Yeah, it should have been.
It was still level at that stage, and it was late. That's a penalty that Germany scored that they go through, and we're talking completely something different about Spain. So I still want to please explain as to why.
Ooh,
That-
please explain.
I meant it. I want to please explain as to why that wasn't a handball. So
God.
for me, that is the moment of the tournament.
For
I
the
haven't
next couple of
actually gone
games,
back.
he got booed so bad in the next couple of games after that.
Yeah,
Wasn't it really
it was his
fault?
fault.
It's not his
He's a
fault.
fucking clown.
He's a clown. So that's my moment of the tournament.
Cucurella, mozzarella.
Mozzarella.
Yeah.
Bravo.
Hey,
Was-
great
But
moment.
yeah, he had a good tournament, but didn't he? I thought he really stood out in this tournament. He copped a bit of flack at Chelsea because of his price tag, I think, and he wasn't that great. But I thought he had a
And
really
his
good
hair.
tournament.
Bravo.
Yeah, mainly his hair. What else we got here? We got game of
Whoa.
the tournament.
Oh,
This
It's hard,
was
to
tough.
pick it. It's hard to pick
Oh.
a game of the tournament.
Yeah, very hard. There
I
were
mean-
so many close games.
There's one that comes to mind, but I'm going to let Adam.
Yeah,
Talk to it.
let Adam
Yeah,
go
I'm
first.
going to let Adam talk to it. 'cause
I'm
it's probably
just
the
going to
same
say
one.
it. Because it's the motherland, I'm going to say, I don't know if it's the same one. But the feeling of equalising in the dying moments against Croatia, being Italian, with Zaccagni, when he scored that finish as well, it was very Del Piero-esque from the 2006 World Cup.
Yeah,
Unbelievable finish, top right. Oh, mate, the scenes, I tell ya. I could only imagine sort of like anyone being there, like the moments when we were just even at the house watching it. But I tell ya, because the game was very back and forth at that moment too. Modric sort of scoring, and then Italians were really pushing. Oh man, the last moments of those games was unbelievable. So that's definitely going out for me.
That knocked
too.
Croatia out, didn't it? Of the competition.
Yeah,
Sure
they
did.
were
You know what I
relying.
mean?
Yeah,
That-
they're relying on other
that-
teams to get through.
That's why it was my moment of the tournament, because it just affected so many things. That
Yeah.
one goal, that one moment. Obviously, it's a very intense game, especially for the people here in Australia. There's obviously a lot of Italians, a lot of Croatians. A very tense game, and it wasn't like.
you don't want to see the group chats.
But I was saying, like, it's last second winner. What a finish as well, winner, equaliser.
Yeah,
Some finish, and then the repercussion is knocking Croatia out of the
Croatia
Euros.
at tournaments. Yeah, and usually one of the stronger teams as well.
Yeah, so I had the same.
It was that group though, right? It was like you sort of you had a feeling who might have come out of it, but
Yeah.
it was very hard to pick. I think in our predictions, I even might have thought that Croatia was actually going to top the group, and I was way off. But it was awesome. So that was definitely mine too.
Yeah, what's incredible is I had that as my game of the tournament
Right.
as well. Unbelievable. The emotion that was in that game. You saw Modric on the sideline with 5 minutes to go, stressing the fuck out. It was incredible. Then the centre back, Calafiore, turns into fucking prime Messi, runs straight through the middle, and that finish.
What a player.
Unbelievable. I could have
What
put
a
that
finish.
as goal of the tournament, game of the tournament, or moment of the tournament.
Tournament as well.
It could have been any of those, but yeah, incredible. And
I think
it's funny that we all picked it.
I know.
had
That's hilarious.
Italy gone on a run and then even made the semi-finals and the finals, that moment would have probably been the moment of the tournament for many people.
Yeah, it just was.
For sure.
It was unbelievable, man. It was unbelievable. We actually even had a friend of ours was actually at the game. And you can just imagine, he reckons the scene was unbelievable. So, yeah.
Can I imagine?
Vamos.
Vamos.
Oh,
Well, should we go on to the big one?
sure.
Are we ready for the big one?
I don't know. Are we? This is huge. This is 4 weeks in the making.
It really is. It really is.
Coach's son
Drum roll. We haven't had one in a while.
of the Euros. I know. Coach's son of the Euros. That's big. Who wants to kick us off?
Did I tell Steve's one, or you got another one in your pocket there, mate?
I don't know. Well, we mentioned his name. No, it is different. I might as well go first, huh? We mentioned his name before, and it's what happened this morning and what he posted on Instagram. Mr. Mozzarella. Ooh, can't speak. Mozzarella Cucurella. Now, I don't know if any of here we go. Slap of the knees.
The same one.
Same one.
Same one. All right.
Go.
Well, as we know, we might know. I know now because he's posted it. Mr. Gary Neville, and I quote, said, I think he, Cucurella, is one of the reasons I think Spain probably can't go all the way. And our friend, Cucurella, reshares it after the game, saying, we went all the way, Gary. Thanks for your support. That is classic coach's son.
That's coach's son behaviour right there. Because let's be honest, he's rubbish, right? I don't really rate him, right? He went to Chelsea with a big price tag, hasn't really done much. You can understand why Gary Neville probably said something like that. And he goes and turns around, puts him on that. But also just a couple of things during the tournament where the handball, obviously, as well. But just the things where he done it against Germany, where he was rolling around the floor for pretty much half the game. But even this morning, in the dire stages where he's not, I wouldn't even say he's copped an arm across the chest. I would say he's been brushed on the shoulder. And he goes down like he's just been knocked out, like he's been standing in the wall and he's got the direct free kick from Cristiano Ronaldo to the head. And he's gone down rolling around on the ground. And I'm just like, that's just genuine. And then just to follow up with that post as well.
Mad.
Straight away, I thought that's nailed. Coach's son of the tournament. Cucurella.
Unbelievable.
That's 100%. I can't argue with that. Adam, tell me you got someone else. You got the same.
I've just got, it's sort of similar, an exchange between two players. So I don't know if you guys saw this, but it was Adrien Rabiot from the French team. He came out and had some comments before the semi-final against Spain to Lamine Yamal. So he came out and said, obviously it could be difficult for him to deal with the semi-final in a big tournament and to reach a final at the Euros. He needs to do more than he's done up until now. So Lamine Yamal replies back by getting past him and scoring that wonder goal. Just like that, and rubbing it right in his face, mate. He didn't even have to say a word. So he really thought that he was not going to step up. So, Rabiot, you are my coach's son of the Euros, sir. Unlucky.
That's a good one.
Unlucky. 16-year-old, mate. See you later. Finished his homework, scored a beauty against you. See you later.
And it turned out to be the winner as well. That was to make it 2-1, I'm pretty sure. That's a real
fantastic.
kick
I
in
thought
the
you-
guts.
I thought you were going to go for your mate that fell asleep in the stands and woke up the next day.
Hey, honestly, that was going to be my moment of the tournament. I don't know why. I don't know why. You guys were like footballers and everything. I say, oh fuck, I better change it. I say, I've got it written down here. I got guy falls asleep in stands.
Oh, we've nominated bloody
fantastic.
physios, we've nominated coaches, we've nominated supporters as coach's son. You're worried about nominating a guy who falls asleep?
Mate, he's already got enough limelight, mate. So yeah, he's probably still there.
We need to find him. Get him on the pod.
Get
Reckon
him
he
on
went
the
to the
pod.
final. Reckon he went to the final.
Yeah, he's been there
He
all
never
the time
left.
asleep.
He's Berlin.
He's still there.
He's moved
24
to
hours
Berlin.
later.
Get a
Bravo.
good value for his money.
That's
Yeah,
the
good.
best.
Very good.
But
Well, That's the wrap of the Euros.
yeah, it's a good time.
That's the
good
wrap of
time.
the Euros.
We loved
We can
it.
get into business now.
We
Premier
are
League.
transfer window. We love it.
Transfer window.
Fabrizio, step up. He hasn't slept in 3 weeks. It's coming. Come
He's
on.
got some here we goes he needs to throw out, but we'll be obviously keeping everyone up to date with the here we goes that he throws out.
I think he's been waiting for us to finish our Euro wrap. And then, because we feed him the information, he watches
True,
the pod and then he reposts.
Yeah. But
Very
also with the Premier League coming back as well, like I want to obviously announce it. We're going to host a fantasy Premier League competition, the Coach's Son fantasy competition. So when they open up, again, so I was looking at it today. They haven't actually opened up for the new competition for this year so far. They have released some prices. Have you seen Haaland's price this year, fantasy?
Yeah,
What's
I
your
don't,
price?
I'm going to stick with it and still not put him
15
in.
mil.
I don't need him.
I don't think I'm going to put him in for that much. No way.
I think him and Salah's still pretty high again this year.
Salah's garbage.
Before he goes to
Oh,
Saudi. You heard it here first.
Wow. Okay, for a bit still. But we'll be running a fantasy Premier League competition. So keep an eye for that. We'll be promoting it like anything else. There'll be some prizes for the winner as well. So keep an eye. Make sure you enter the fantasy Premier League competition. That's going to be coming up very shortly.
Very excited. I'm going to win it again.
Judging on your performance on the weekend, what will your price be in fantasy?
I'm not going to say 50. I'll probably go 14.
Humble. He's humble.
Why is he laughing?
I don't know.
Why is he laughing? Are you joking?
He played at the back.
Some might
No
throw-
defenders more than 8.
When did I lose the ball all game? Again, I don't. I'm like Rodri, but up front,
You only touched it 14 times.
and I gave it away 0 times. That's the point. I'm effective. That's the difference.
And he had mentioned this too on the sidelines. He reckons he wasn't getting enough credit. So quick shout out to Nick Zagaris, who stepped in goals for us, mate. Got to say
Big
it.
senior, big senior, big
big
goalkeeper.
Zags.
Play,
Big
put some,
Nick.
made some big saves as well.
What
Huh?
a player.
But
What
that's
a
the thing.
player.
He comes in, we get our first win.
Unbelievable. Clean sheet. The family
Clean
tree's strong,
sheet.
mate. I tell you.
Honestly,
Strong,
that,
mate.
that-
Strong.
those, maybe those guys who didn't play, maybe hey, listen. Hang up the boots.
Forget it.
Hang up
Yes,
the boots.
There you
Don't
go.
worry about coming anymore. Go play
Come
golf.
back. Come back when you're 55.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Have a good
Uh,
eye thinking about it.
Big bravo. Big bravo. All right. That is The Coach's Son, episode 32. Wow, 32. Very exciting. Mid-year
We've
break.
had, some,
we
we've
love
had
it.
some big episodes come now. Well, I mean, that's why we've had some, obviously, there's some big interviews have been released. Like, as we're recording now, we just released the Miles Smith interview.
Mm-hmm.
We're working on a few other big names, which we're not going to mention yet, because, the media gets a hold of it. They start to run with some
Here
stories.
we
don't
go.
need-
Yeah,
don't
exactly.
need that. So keep
Yeah,
an eye out for
exactly.
some big stuff coming up in the off-season.
Absolutely. The coach's surprise. Bravo. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in again. We will see you next week. Chupapi. Big Ange. Big Ange.
This was not